Hello, viewers. So today we have got with us Dr. Muthamilarsan. He is an assistant professor of University of Hyderabad, and he is one of the Fulbrighter. So if I could call you Dr. Muthu, I hope that's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Dr. Muthu, may I request you to please share how did you start this research journey? So from where did you start and how you got exposed to Fulbright?
Okay, sir. Sir, first of all, thanks for giving me an opportunity to share my journey. I hope this video would be useful for the aspiring students. So to begin with, I am basically from a remote village in Tamil Nadu. So I did my schoolings as well as UG and PG, both in biotechnology in an affiliated college to Madurai Kamaraj University. And after that, I qualified the CSIR NET, JRF, and I came to National Institute of Plant Genome Research, which is a DBT institute at New Delhi. So there I joined under Dr. Manoj Prasad to perform, my PhD research. And during this PhD research, I visited the Louisiana State University as a Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Fellow for a period of 9 months. And then I came back and I submitted my thesis. And then immediately I got the DST Inspire Faculty Fellowship, with which I served as a Inspire Faculty at ICIR National Institute for Plant Biotechnology at USA, New Delhi. After 2.5 years, I was applying for the faculty positions, and University of Hyderabad has called for the interview. And after the interview, I got the selection. So I joined the Department of Plant Sciences in 2020, and I'm here since then. Sir, you're muted, sir.
Viewers, I must say that Fulbright Doctoral Research Program is for those PhD students who are registered in India for doing their PhD, and part of their work they can do in US for a period of up to 9 months. Currently, call for Fulbright doctoral programs are open in select areas. So if your area is within those what has been advertised for this year, please do consider participating. And we learn more from Dr. Muthu in this regard. The first question I have is, when you are planning for Fulbright, I have been on the Fulbright board. So one of the most difficult challenges is to find a host scientist with whom you can develop synergies. How did you do that? How did you identify Louisiana to be your partner? And how did you identify a particular host? And how did it go well with your PhD program?
So that's an interesting question, actually. So as you said, Fulbright Fellowship is a highly competitive one, and it involves meticulous planning. That's what I understood from my journey. So what I did is, like, my PhD research was on foxtail millet. So, but not many scientists in US were doing research on foxtail millet. But one aspect is that US is more interested in exploring the biofuel potential of the crops, and we thought that foxtail millet could be a very good candidate for that. So what I did is I searched for the potential host scientists whose research aligned with mine. So we aligned in the term bioenergy. So but they were working on different crops, but my crop is different. So that is how I initiated contacting them by explaining my research interest. So I shortlisted the faculties based on the publications which are from the United States, and then I wrote to them explaining them that I am interested in doing this work, and I told them what are my research interests and how this collaboration could be mutually beneficial. So a few responded, and from that I thought that, okay, I should go to the Louisiana State University because they were actually working on a bioenergy crop. So what I thought is, like, that work I can learn and I can translate it in millets once I come back. So that is how it worked. So but in my opinion, I mean, special attention should be given to how much the work that we do that we propose to do in US is overlapping with our PhD objectives. So if
I
that
think
can be
this
taken care
there
of,
are
yeah.
two messages. One is
Mm.
when you are looking, you are already registered for PhD in India and you are looking
Yes,
for an additional workplace. It should
yes,
not be mirror image of what you are doing in India, because
exactly,
it has
exactly.
to be a little different so that
Yes,
you
sir.
have scope to learn something new. And
Yes,
second
sir.
is it should sync with overall objective of your PhD. That is very important because eventually you have to earn your degree, and these exposure are to help you, not to derail you. So you should remain focused on that journey.
Correct.
Muthu, now
Yes, sir.
tell us about the work environment over there. What are the good
Okay.
practices? What are the bad practices? Maybe something on your social aspect over there, how difficult it is to live life in Louisiana as compared to your home. And what are those challenges, both academic and personal, which you got? And also, what are the good things you are trying to learn from there and you have got it here?
One interesting thing that I want to share with you as well as the viewers here is that for Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Program, we have to qualify TOEFL, which once we get shortlisted, USIEF itself will facilitate that to, I mean, us to apply for a TOEFL and appear for that particular examination. And then, depending on our score, I mean, they will do the further processing. And somewhere, I think my score was a little less, but I was fortunate enough because of the TOEFL score to be at the Ohio University before going to my host institution. I underwent a 15 days intensive training program in academic English at Ohio before the start of my actual Fulbright program. So that kind of exposure this Fulbright gives. It looks into our profile and sees what is lacking, and they are trying to fill in and that gap. So I had an opportunity to live both at the Ohio as a Fulbright visiting scholar for undergoing the intensive academic English training program. As after that, I moved to the Louisiana state, but both the institutions were intellectually stimulating as well as collaborative. I didn't face any hardship there, except for a few people might think that it is about the food and all, but that is perfectly adjustable. And I was fortunate to work with all the leading scientists over there, and I was fortunate enough to interact with the peers from diverse backgrounds. That is the kind of opportunity that the Fulbright gives. And as you know, since you have been in the panel, like, I mean, Fulbright also sees how much we are capable of serving as a cultural ambassador.
Yes.
So that was also something
Mhm.
that I had to fulfill, but that came along with the journey. But through the mentorship, I received invaluable knowledge. They changed the way we think, our scientific thinking, and it certainly enhanced my technical skills. And the viewer should know that after my PhD, I didn't do a postdoc. That Fulbright experience was itself sufficient to get me a faculty position at the Central University here.
Yeah.
So that
Friends,
is the kind of exposure that
I
gives.
must say something very interesting. You know, when you apply for this Fulbright Doctoral Fellowship, initially you have to identify a potential host. And of course, for identification, as you said, that we need to look for the interest, research interest. But once you have done that, your application in UCFE are first examined by experts. And these experts are mostly the former Fulbrighters. And they would evaluate your application technically, and then you would be invited for the personal interaction where you have to tell the board, the panel, about besides research what you will be doing. So what when Muthu said about the being cultural ambassador, they are trying to understand what is that skill set you are going to gift back to the American society. And of course, you need to carry something, you need to bring something from there. This is very important. Now, moving forward, of course, as I can see, and you had just mentioned, this fellowship help you in gaining Inspire Fellowship, and also a position in the Central University. But in terms of your research goals, how this fellowship influenced, what are your current networking, and what are your current research area?
Uh, in terms of research, I had an opportunity to work in the techniques which were not feasible in India. That is also one thing that they see in the application. Like why in US is something that we have to justify. So when I said that few things with respect to biofuel or bioenergy, not much research is being done in India. Whereas I want to learn that and come back to India to use that or to develop that idea here. It worked well, and I whatever I learned there, we tried to do a prototype over there. And after coming back here, now we are exploring all the millet species, and whatever the proposal I have submitted to ACRB, and now it is ANR and DBT, all are funded because of the idea or the knowledge that I gained from the Fulbright exposure. So it certainly helps in taking our research goals forward.
Muthu, since we are running short of time, I would request you to suggest the future aspirant of Fulbrights, especially the doctoral candidates, if anything special you would like to say besides what you have said already.
So my only advice would be that they should plan well in advance. And Fulbright gives a very good window. The call is open now, but the last date is July. So the aspirants have a good amount of time to see what they exactly want to do in the US and to prepare. And the most important thing that we lack as Indians is the skill of academic writing. But in case of Fulbright, we have to write three things. One is the research proposal in within 2 pages, which is going to talk on our behalf to the referees, and then personal statement. Many people confuse between statement of purpose and the personal statement, but personal statement has to be written in a different way. If these two can be written in a very convincing way, I'm telling that the procedure is already 80% done. And then it is about the writing sample and all, which are all like our previous publications can be submitted in those places. And then they have to identify the suitable host whose work aligns with your research interest. That will establish a meaningful dialogue with them. And crafting the application is the very first and foremost thing which has to be done very meticulously, which should highlight how this fellowship will benefit both the career as well as Indian science. So if that can be underlined, plus how the applicant is going to serve as a cultural ambassador beyond doing research over there, then everything is taken care of. So the aspirants should take these aspects into consideration, and they have to prepare their application accordingly.
Thank you, Muthu. Fulbright is an ideal fellowship if you dream to work in US on short fellowships. And also it provides a fellowship at different level, even if you want to do your master, you want to do your postdoctoral, or even if you are a faculty and you would like to go for professional advancement, and then this fellowship is there. This is considered one of the most renowned fellowships and is placed along with, let us say, Humboldt Fellowship from Germany, or Marie Curie Fellowship from European Union, or Newton Fellowship from UK. So there are several such fellowships. And as Muthu mentioned a little ago, these are brand ambassadors by themselves. Once you get these fellowships, you are always known as one of the awardees of these fellowships. And this helps you in a great career boost. So wishing good wishes to Muthu and all the audiences. One more thing I would like to say. Although this year call has been announced and it is coming to an end sometime in July, but if you have not started yet, don't hurry up. Take your time, submit a good application. Don't submit a hurried one. And as he said, it is important to identify a potential host whose interest should be, whose research interest should be aligning with your research goals, overall research goals. Of course, processes may be different, the way you are doing, or some of the immediate thing may be different because you need not to work in a mirror laboratory over there. So you could submit a good plan and you can go forward. Good wishes to all the researchers. Thank you, Muthu, for your interaction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.